Morning, everybody. My name is Jared O'Leary. I've been playing drums since 1998, but not on drum kit. It's mainly been rudimental and concert percussion, and like a very, very small percentage of my time on the kit. Today, I'm going to be practicing limb independence, which is where you're getting your hands and feet to play some kind of an ostinato pattern, so a pattern that repeats itself, and then reading charts with other limbs, like your feet or your hands or whatever, and they are independent of the ostinato that continues to repeat. Now, in these practice streams, there are timestamps in the description in this playlist with over 300 practice streams that shows what I was talking about or what I was practicing. Sometimes people come in and ask me some questions because I've been drumming for so long, again, mostly in rudimental and concert percussion. But I've also taught every grade, kindergarten through doctoral student, so I have a wide range of teaching experience, not only with music education, but also computer science education. A long story. But you can find my answers to a lot of the questions that I receive in the chats in this playlist. There's over a dozen hours of free drumming tips in here. And if a title for one of these doesn't interest you, if you click on it in the timestamps in the description, there are often several different tips that I talk about, so there might be something later on in the video that might be of more interest to you. Now, I'm going to be demonstrating some play-alongs, and these play-alongs all have timestamps in the description, so you can jump to a BPM. Some of them go as slow as 20 beats a minute, and some of them go as fast as 240. One click at a time, faster on every single one of them. Now, you can find all of these on my home tab of YouTube. If you go to the home tab, you can sort through the over 2,000 play-alongs that are on here, and just click on the drumming content. I also create gaming and computer science stuff. So if you don't want to see any of that, just click here and expand to show literally thousands, plural, of play-alongs for you to use organized into these playlists. Now, this isn't organized as neatly as I would like. I have some limitations on YouTube. So if you go to the link that's at the top of every one of the descriptions, or even in the pinned comments in each one of the play-alongs or drumming tips, it takes you to here, jaredoleary.com/drum. Now on here, you can jump to the chop exercises, the grid variations, limb independent stuff. Like there's a header here. And there's a video here that shows you some things to practice if you're interested in learning more about that. But we got to organize so that the 62 chop exercises are all right here. If you scroll a little bit down, there's over 1,000 grid variations. 419 for triplet at the moment, 577 for 16th note, and then 36 wacky ones like hurt to grid and accent only grid, etc. Now, if you scroll down a little bit more, the ones I'm going to work on today are the limb independence ones. There's 150 different timing exercises in here. And then there's 55 drum charts, both straight and swung. Same charts, it's just what you hear in the play along is different in terms of the 8th note interpretation. And then we've got this. This video shows you how I'm actually trying to practice limb independence, which I'm not going to really explain today, but if you just go to this is an edited version of a stream that I did a while ago that explains every single step that I recommend taking from the beginning up to being able to read through these charts. So check this video out. We've also got over 400 marching bass stuff and just under 400 technique exercises in here. So if you want to work on your endurance and speed, check out that playlist. If you want to work on your 3s and 4 strokes like I did yesterday, check out that playlist. There's a lot of cool playlists in here with literally hundreds of technique exercises to work on. And then here's all the tips, the live streams, some books I'm going to be using, some scripted lessons, blah, 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 blah. So check this out if you would like to. Now, before I get into limb independence, because this is something that I haven't really practiced much, I need to get motivated with Shia LaBeouf. So Shia LaBeouf is here to help get me started with my limb independence for today. So I'm going to hide Shia after I move this a little bit. I feel like I'm being fed a microphone. No, thank you. I'm not hungry. Appreciate it. Okay, Shia, you and me. Let's do it. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it! Make your dreams come true. Just do it! Some people dream success. Well, you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it! Hours early. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Oh, yeah. Shia LaBeouf, thank you so much. I am now ready to work on limb independence. We are going to make so much improvement today because of that. Sorry, I need to rearrange Streamlabs. Okay, so what is this? You're like, why is there a spreadsheet on the screen? So this spreadsheet keeps track of my progress on limb independence patterns. Most of these patterns are found in this book. It's called 50 Ways of Syncopation by Don Moyle. I highly recommend this book. It's on /gear on my website. So jaredoleary.com/gear. That'll take you to there so you can purchase that book from Dom. And there's a bunch of other books, sticks, pedals, etc. that I use if you're interested in that. Now, on here, this spreadsheet, it keeps track of how I'm doing on average when playing through this. So on average, when I'm playing through swung cymbal with a hi-hat on 2 and 4, ding, 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 and I'm reading the short notes on snare and long notes on here, on average, it's technically proficient. So when you click on this, it expands and it shows you my average like BPM, as well as like how the quality is playing, whether like how it felt while I was playing through it, blah, 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 blah. So if you scroll down here, it shows like here's the last times that I've played it, and then it averages it all out. Now I'm skipping all of the ones that actually sound good. So any one of these that says technically proficient or musical means, yeah, it sounds fine. Like I'd be comfortable reading a chart, like playing through that. And I'm focusing on the ones that sound meh or needs a lot of work. And I'm skipping, again, all the other ones, the technically proficient and musical ones. So the one that I'm going to start with, it actually sounds like it would be a super simple one. But for me, might be different for you, but for me, there's so much space in here where you're playing essentially quarter notes on the ride. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And on 3, we've got 2, 3, 4. The hi-hat pressing down, while reading through short notes on the snare drum, long notes on the bass drum. So for me, this is hard because of how much space there is before the hi-hat hits, and I keep screwing it up with my foot. So when I'm practicing through this, I'm going to be focusing specifically on that left foot and trying to get it sound better. Now, the last time I did this, it was technically proficient. So let's see if we can make it sound technically proficient again. So we're going to do this at 160 beats a minute. And because this is a straight pattern, we're going to go up to the limb independent stuff. Whoops. And we're going to go to the straight row right here. And because I'm doing a 160, I'm going to go into this chart. And last time I did it 6 to 10. Actually, last time we did the whole stream chart 6 or 10. So I'll just go ahead and pick another one. Let's do 16 through 20, maybe. We'll see how this one goes. Okay, so with all these play longs, you go into the timestamps, you click on it, and then it'll jump to that BPM, and it'll count you off. Oh, hey, I appreciate it. It's all good. I don't really use TikTok much. It was a temporary ban, so it was like for a week, because somebody else was just like being inappropriate in the chat. So nothing that I did, but technically it's still back. Here we go. But I turned off comments, so that way I can try and prevent that on TikTok. Interesting. My foot feels weird, like specifically in my left knee, which is where the knee that I injured in a car accident 20 years ago. 1, 2, here we go. Okay. This is going better than I thought. Again, it's not a hard one. It's the hi-hat on 3 that messes me up. 2, 1, 2, here we go. Alright, last chart. Again, playing short notes on the snare drum, long notes on the bass drum, so eighth notes on snare, quarter notes and beyond are on the bass drum. 2, here we go. Screwed up the ending there. Ah, no. Cool. Overall, it was like technically proficient, and I enjoyed playing through it. So I changed it, and it's still marked as meh. So next time we will start with this one again, and we'll continue to work on it until it sounds good consistently. So again, this column right here, column A, is the average of all these times that I played through this. It was on average meh, but that time was better than the average. So progress. Let's stretch and massage now. So let's get our hands nice relaxed, and then I'll get back to playing some more limit independence patterns, some different ones. So the first one that I do, take your sticks, you pull in, you push through. I know that was fast, but there's a video called This Hand Routine Saved My Drumming underneath the Drumming Lessons playlist, and that one shows you exactly what I'm doing from a better camera angle than I can do during these streams, so check that out if you're interested. Go back out the way you came. If you do traditional, rotate and hold here for like 20 to 30 seconds and rotate and hold there, but because I don't play traditional anymore, I'm not going to do that one because I don't really need it. Now I'm going to stretch the underside of the forearms. Oh, that feels great. So we're just pulling back a little bit. If you want a deeper stretch, go 2 fingers at a time and hold it there, and then do the other 2 fingers there. Don't worry about the thumb for now. You could also do this on the wall. Demonstrated that yesterday. The lower you go, the deeper the stretch. And you're trying to stretch the underside of the forearm. Now switch arms. Oh, wow. That feels great. So the first stretch gets the side of the forearms. This one stretches the underside. And now I'm going to stretch the top side of the forearms. So just pulling the fingers towards you. And again, you could do 2 fingers and then 2 fingers. I'm going to make it go twice as fast by just doing this on my legs. You could also do this on the wall. The higher you go, the deeper the stretch. Don't put all your weight into it. You don't want to rip your arms off. That'd be bad. I mean, maybe you do. You do you. Your body. Just providing suggestions. You don't have to follow them. Now I'm going to stretch my fingers. So we're doing thumb to thumb. It goes twice as fast if you do it this way. Do, 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 do. It feels good. Next, index to index. Might make this an ASMR experience. Let's see. Oh, there you go. All jokes aside, I bet you I could do a full ASMR drumming stream. It'd be hilarious. Just like... Not making fun of anyone who enjoys ASMR. I just think the concept of an ASMR drumming stream is funny. ASMR can be calming. Anyways, we're now going to massage. So doing thumb on top and then the fingers underneath. Getting nice and relaxed. You can also massage it just going up and down like that. Treat your arm kind of like a rolling pin. Not literally a rolling pin. That would probably damage things. Maybe a foam roller, but a rolling pin. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's bad. And next, this one. So I'm going to massage the palm with the thumb, and then the fingers and massage the back side of the hand. So you just kind of work your way around the palm and, you know, the back side of the hand. And the last one, massage from the base to the tip of each one of the fingers. At least 2 times for each finger. If the finger's feeling extra tight, relax it even more. Like my right hand, I like slept on it weird. Or like my fingers were like clenched. Like not like a fist, but like this kind of like weird, like pulling down thing. I don't know. Hard to describe it, but my fingers feel weird now. Ooh. Yeah, it's the base of the fingers that are off. Thank you for the like on YouTube. All right. Now that we stretch and massage, let's get back into the grind. All right, so this next one, Songo feel. You can play this on the hi-hat closed, or you can play it on the ride. So here's what's going on. So you're playing 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and while just reading through the patterns with the snare drum, the left hand. Okay? So a very open ostinato. Your left hand does nothing, or your left foot rather. And there's nothing on the downbeat with the feet. So it's a little weird feeling, which is, you know, why it's marked as needs a lot of work. So last time I did this, I did it, what? At 180, and it was technically proficient. But the time before that, it was meh. So let's do 180 again. And I'm going to go back to here. So we're still on the straight charts. And, I don't know, 26 to 30? Okay, that's funny. That's the Susie part. If you knew Susie like I knew Susie, then you would like her too, like her too, like her too. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Okay, so again, we're going to go into the timestamps to be able to select whatever BPM we want. Thank you for the like on YouTube. Appreciate you. And we're going to do this at 180. So doing the Songo pattern, the ostinato with the right side of the body, basically, and then the left is going to read through the charts. 2, 1, 2, ready, and. This play along is muted on your end, but I can hear it. 1, 2, here we go. That chart actually lined up with the foot. Thank you for the like on YouTube. Okay, every chart feels different. 2, A 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, so that one, the ostinato got messed up in the foot, in what is technically the third line, but the second line of playing. A 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Oops, read that wrong. My bad. 1, 2, here we go. I keep having reading issues. Maybe I need reading glasses. 1, 2, last chart. Here we go. Okay, so there was a couple of moments where the ostinato got off, the foot part in particular, so... but mostly the ostinato stayed fairly consistent. I had most of my mistakes were reading mistakes, which one of the reasons why there's 55 charts here is so that way by the time you like read charts 1 all the way to like 55 and you go back to chart 1 again, you'll likely have forgotten like what's happening there. So it's just constantly having you sight read through the charts and not getting comfortable with any one of them. The point of this is to prepare you to be able to have that like independence where you can read through anything or play through anything you want on the fly, rather than learning like I can play this one groove this one very specific way. Again, trying to develop independence. So mostly technically proficient while working on that, making progress on it, but still some inconsistencies that we'll continue to work on. Okay, so skipping the ones that are technically proficient because they sound fine on average. This one. Okay, so this one is an interesting one. So the way that it's technically written is you play it on the floor tom, but I'm going to just demonstrate it here. So you're playing... So the bass drum is on the let. Triplet, triplet, triplet. So it's weird, because with the foot you're going, if that's your quarter note, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And again, you do it on the floor tom. I'm going to go ahead and play it on the ride because otherwise it's like a little annoying to do too many in a row. So I'm going to play. While you read through the part on the snare drum. What part? The part in the chart. Redfish, bluefish. Okay, so we're going to try it at 125 again. So this time I need the swung chart. So I'm going to go back to the link at the top of every one of the play-alongs on YouTube. Takes you to jaredoleary.com/drum. And I'm going to the limb independence section. And I'm specifically going to do the row that's for the swung charts. And for this one, my average, the last couple times I've done it, or I did it at 120 mostly. So I bumped it up last time to 125. So we're going to try that one again to see if it's still consistent. So I'm going into here, and I can pick any one of these charts to play through, and I don't know, sure, 21 through 25. Just kind of randomly pick them on a whim. And I go into the timestamps, and I select what BPM I want, and then it'll count you off. So in this case, I want to play this at 125. And again, there's a play along, but you can't hear it on your end because there's like a slight sync delay on Streamlabs. So just reading the charts all the way through on the snare drum while playing this. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, here we go. Okay, so there was an eighth note that was a little late on the snare, on the first line, as my brain was like still buffering. It's just like loading in how to play this. A 1, a 2, but otherwise it was okay. Here we go. It's weird with that bass drum on the let, isn't it? Like, to hear it. Like, your brain might be like, no, that's the downbeat. It's not. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, here we go. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, here we go. All right, last chart. At least with this pattern. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. So that one, on that very last chart, I lost concentration. I was thinking about something else rather than my playing and reading. And so I had some reading errors on there. So I'm so sorry. I know. I understand if you want to unsubscribe because I made a mistake. Cool. I was mostly technically proficient. Hey, we graduated. Yay! Drum roll. Round of applause. the drum trigger, this thing right here, not picking up. Oh, the notes. It's not a very expensive one, to say the least. So, like, buzzes sound terrible on it. Comically bad. Cool. We graduated. All right, so next time I will skip this one because it sounded fine. But again, that was a weird one because of the way it sounds, where you think that's the downbeat, but it's not. While doing it, but it's a good one. Good challenge. Okay, speaking of a good challenge, let's go to the next one. We're skipping the one that sounds good. Let's see. Samba feet, right hand, a hi-hat, closed on 1, open on 3. So Samba feet is, it's the same thing as a bossa nova, but faster, okay? So bossa nova, Samba, same thing, mechanically speaking, different speed, different things you might do with your hands, etc. I don't know how this is going to sound. So last time I did it, it was at 150, and it was out of control. And I started with the permutations, but it did not do well because I was tired. Interesting. Okay, so... No. Oh, no, wait, that was right. I'm trying to see where I'm supposed to open the hi-hat. So close on 1, closed hit, and then on 3, it's an open hit. Okay? There's another variation of this where you do it on the floor tom. Because that's my table, I'm going to ignore that. But you press into the floor tom on 1, and then you strike on 3. So press, strike. So press, strike. You can't hear it on this because it's a hybrid electric kit. But it sounds neat. But anyways, okay, so let's pull up the charts. So I will try it at 150. And we'll see how this goes. Wish me luck. So because I'm going to use straight charts instead of the swung that I was just doing on, I'm going back to the link that's in every description or pinned in all the drumming comments, but jaredoleary.com/drum. And I'm in the limb independent section. And last time I did it, apparently I needed to start with the permutations in this timing. I'm going to skip that for now. I just want to hear how it sounds at 150. Might not sound good. That's okay. That's why we practice the things that don't sound good yet, is so we can get it to sound better. All right, so 150 in the timestamps. Let me flip my mouse upside down so it does not wiggle around. 2, ready, and... 1, 2, wish me luck. So I'm not getting the shup consistently on 3 to open a hi-hat. 1, 2, here we go. One, two, here we go. One, two, here we go. One, two, here we go. Ah! Okay, so mostly like this Samba pattern was mostly fine. Playing on 1 and 3 was mostly fine. The playing on the snare drum was mostly fine, other than some reading errors. But the hardest part was while playing the snare, that open hi-hat, I kept missing it repeatedly, like throughout the majority of that. So this is what it should have sounded like. And instead, I'd get that, a closed hi-hat. Okay, so something that I need to continue to work on. So overall, like, that's kind of a weird one to play through. It needs a lot of work. It was mostly meh because I wasn't getting the actual ostinato down, but I was making progress on it. So cool. Next up, I want to work on my feet, but I'll be right back in like 1 minute. So give me a second. Okay. So, better than I thought I was going to go, considering the last time I did it, it was labeled as needs a lot of work both times. And it was also labeled as that my foot got tired, my bass drum. And that wasn't the case. So, progress. Yay! All right, we're going to play through an exercise. So this exercise is called Rebound. And I'm going to use it to work on my feet. So we've been playing it between 65 and 69. So if we go back to, and the link at the top of every one of the playlongs, jaredoleary.com/drum, it takes you to here. Scroll past the chop stuff, scroll past 1,000+ grid variations, and we're in the limb independent section. There's a bunch of timing exercises, and then the charts I've been doing. The one I'm going to play today with my feet is Rebound, and it's in the timing transitions inside of here. And when you click on this one, it's a very simple looking exercise. It's just going faster up to the midpoint, and then it slows back down again, rhythmically speaking, repeating every one of the measures. Now, the way that I'm going to work on this is to work on my double stroke technique with my feet. So I'm going heel toe, and it's technically not the heel, technically not the toe, but that's what it's called. So it's kind of this rocking motion where it's going boom, boom, right, right. Okay, so this is diddle is being created with that. So I'm going to go right, right, left, left. So 2 on the right, 2 on the left while doing it, ideally speaking. For whatever reason, when I play triplets, though, my feet are like, nope. So I'm working on this slow because I've just started working on double bass a couple months ago after having never worked on it. So my left foot in particular is yikes. But it's making progress. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. And so right, right, left, left. Right, right, left, left. Next measure. Left, left, right, right, 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 left, left, right, right. The dreaded triplets. Right, right, left, left. My feet are allergic to triplets. Trust me, I'm a doctor. I just have an intolerance for quarter note triplets, but full-on allergy attack with triplets. That's a joke. 1 and 2 and... So again, 2 on the right, and left, left. Just keep that pattern across the rhythm. Keep getting an extra note on the left. It's like da-da-da. Don't do that. Okay. I'm thinking about my technique too. Ready? And right. Gonna try and be more economical, more conservative with the motion, mechanically speaking. Yeah, so when I'm... Sorry, I ended early. So when I'm doing this, specifically when I'm doing my heel, my toe is coming up way too high. So I need to just be more subtle with the motions rather than like boom, 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 boom. It's like if I were to play like everything like with all shoulder motion and whatnot. I don't need to do that when playing on the drums. You want to keep things nice and efficient instead of like this. Same thing with my feet. So that's what I'm trying to work on right now. And it's currently unsuccessful. 1, 2, 1 and 2, and here we go. And yep, still too high on the right foot. That's going to create problems in the long run as I go faster, if that's the habit. I'll just lose stamina and speed. All right, let's wrap. 1 and 2, and here we go. And it's getting better, but it's still getting those extra notes because I'm coming too far off the pedal. Basically on the release. Like, it probably to you doesn't sound like I'm doing much on my end, but I'm doing a lot of micro changes to try and get this to feel better, and then obviously to sound better so I don't have those extra notes. But we'll continue to work on that. Alrighty, next thing I want to work on, I'm going to go back to my website. And instead of it working in the limb independence, I can't speak, section, I'm going to go down into the technique section. And I'm specifically going to work in the endurance and speed. I've been having fun with a chug variation in here that's with Hertas. And so if you scroll down a little bit, there's a ton of exercises in here that you can play with your double bass. Or your hands, whatever you want to do. Or your foot and your hand. Ooh. But I'm going to do chug with Hertas. Where are you at? Chug with Hertas. Nope. And so the technique I'm going to use, each rep I'm going to play with a different one. So I'm going to play all heel down the entire time. So like this. This is my foot. That's the pedal. And then all heel up the entire time. So basically playing with the toe. Technically, it's the platform the entire time. So we're going to start off with heel down. Playing through the rhythms in here. All alternating the entire time with the feet. Rather than doing double strokes. 1 and 2. Okay, now heel up. So heel up technique. Heel down. 1 and 2. Flawless. My feet are starting to get tired. Heel up. 1 and 2. The pedal's not picking up everything, or the trigger. 1, 2, heel down. Whoo-wee! My feet are tired. So that's a fun exercise that you can work on if you want to try and work on your like singles and whatnot with your feet. But there's a bunch more in this endurance and speed exercises playlist. Any of the ones that say members first are all scheduled to release for free. I don't want my stuff behind a paywall. I don't sell courses. I don't do lessons anymore. I used to do that a bunch. I don't, sell books, apps, none of that. All this is for free. All the members first videos are just basically early access if you want it. But you don't need to sign up for it. There's over 450 currently scheduled, so, a lot. But over 2,000 in here. My home tab. If you scroll down just a little bit, on the home tab, we got the drumming, the gaming, and computer science stuff. Just click on the drumming, and it shows you all of these playlists. It keeps going, and going, and going. If you want to find it organized neater, go to the link that's either in the pinned comment or the very top of every description, where we've got all the timestamps for all these BPMs to practice, one click at a time. But if you go into here, /drum on my website, you got 62 chop exercises, organized neater than I can on YouTube. Over 1,000 grid variations, 419 for triplet, 577 for 16th note. 36 weird ones like Herta grid variations. We've got over 150 timing exercises, 55 drum charts for both straight and swung. Here's that video I mentioned earlier about how I was trying to work on limb independence. So I skipped the first like 3 or 4 steps on the patterns that I was working on. So if you want to back it up and start from the beginning, make sure you check out this video. It shows you all the steps that I took to get to where I was practicing today. We've got over 440 marching bass stuff, just under 400 technique exercises. Again, organized into play-alongs into different playlists. And then we've got all the drumming tips, over a dozen hours of free tips. All the prior live streams, there's like 350 some odd of them. And then some lessons like the hand routine I was mentioning earlier, how I held traditional grip back when I used to play traditional grip, all that fun stuff. If you want to find the book that I was using, if you go under /gear on my website or just click on this link, it takes you to here. We've got all of these drum kit books that I have used and recommend. But the one that I was practicing out of today is called 50 Ways to Syncopation by Dom Moyle. I highly recommend taking a look at this. Dom is a really good dude. Phenomenal drummer, like good enough that he teaches Steve Gadd's son, so that kind of gives you a hint at how good he is. But I also recommend for working on limb independence New Breed 1 and 2 by Gary Chester. Those are 3 great books you can work on for limb independence. Maybe the next one after that would be Syncopation, specifically the solos at the end, kind of inspired Dom's book, hence why it's called 50 Ways of Syncopation. But anyways, there's also a bunch of books for other things like concert snare, rudimental, timpani. Here are the pedals that I'm using. Here are the cymbals, the low volume cymbals I'm using, the drum heads, which are low volume heads, so it doesn't annoy neighbors if you have like an apartment you're staying in. It might make it a lot more tolerable for your neighbors. And the sticks I'm using are the Jack Dijonets on here. When I'm practicing the rudimental stuff, like I'll do tomorrow, I use Hardeman hammers, which are chopsticks. And when I do tenors, I use the Hardeman tenor sticks. So same bead, different length, different weight, different size of bead, all that fun stuff. Anyways, I'm rambling. If you like all this content, the thousands of free play-alongs and drumming tips, just share it with somebody else. It helps me out. So if you have a drummer that you know who would benefit from any of the tips that you happen to have resonate with you, or any of the exercises that you really like, if you share one of those play-alongs or playlists, that can help out, or just this website helps out as well. And if you don't have any drummer friends, then just sharing it on social media also helps. But I'm going to call it here. I'm going to get ready for a game that reminds me a lot of Limbo and Inside, which we streamed, like a month ago? Maybe? I'm still working on the edits for those, so stay tuned. It'll come out. But the game that we're playing is not Hollow Knight. We just finished that. It's called, where is it at? Trying to find it. There it is, right next to it. Little Nightmares 1 and 2, so right next to Limbo and Inside. So it's a really interesting puzzle platforming side-scroller game. Got some creepy vibes to it, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully I'll be ready in about 15 or so minutes. I gotta rearrange everything so that way we can do that. But thank you again for stopping in, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope you enjoy the free resources or gaming stuff or any of the content I make. Hope you enjoy it. But goodbye.